Hi everyone, Dennis Foley from Acoustic Fields. Today we're going to talk about church PA systems. We get a lot of calls from churches. Big rooms, large volume, large amounts of treatment, high RT60 times, lots of issues. And the surface area treatment requirements are usually too much. Most churches aren't willing to cover the surface areas with the correct amount of treatment. But that's topic for another discussion. Let's look at this photo of a church that we examined about 2 weeks ago. And you can see in the photo where the PAs are. You can see how close they are to the ceiling. You can see how close they are to the sidewalls. And we're going to talk about why that's not a really good thing. Okay? So let's talk about it. First thing we have the sidewall ceiling distance. So that we know, and it's difficult for me to understand this, why people don't get this, but I see it all the time. I see speakers in the corners of the room. I see speakers against room boundary surfaces. And for the life of me, I can't understand why. I can't understand why you can't hear that. If you spend all this money for a PA system, you spend all this money for stereo speakers, and you put them up against a room boundary system, you bring the room into play. And our goal is not to have any parts or minimize the artifacts of the room as best we can. And remember our first rule of acoustics, do no harm. So we know from our definition of speaker boundary interference effect, and this is an exact acoustic, physical, laws of physics principle, that we're going to add 3 dB to 6 dB of room gain. Why would we want 3 dB to 6 dB of room gain? Wouldn't we want to hear just the speaker? Wouldn't we want to hear just the amplifier? Wouldn't we want to hear just the music and not the room? So in the photo that you saw, you see the speakers are up against the wall, up against the sidewalls, and up against the ceiling. So now we got 2 surfaces that are contributing to the problem. And that's a lot of energy to have to treat and deal with. So let's not do that, okay? Let's move our speakers towards the center of the room and then lower them. Especially in large rooms where the dispersion pattern, the throw distance into the audience is critical. If we have our speakers against the ceiling, we get this sound. If we have our speakers too close to the sidewall, we get this sound. And we don't want either one of those sounds. Throw distance would be critical, and some of the people in the audience may not be able to hear anything or hear only this, because this has its own speaker. So remember, very careful with speaker placement. It's very critical. Have to consider usage, have to consider the audience, the dispersion pattern of the speaker, the array of distribution, if you will. So all that has to be taken into consideration. Remember, do no harm. So think before you act in these situations. You'll be way better off, you'll spend less money, and you'll get better sound. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video, and if you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. We also have a newsletter that you can subscribe to, so please do that because we offer special price discounts to only those on our newsletter. And then don't forget about our forum. We have started a forum on our own website where people ask questions, and I usually get a chance every couple days to look at it. There's an interchange between people on the forum, and we'll give you real answers on a regular basis, so that'll help you. Thank you.